going to pass the message on and thank them for their time.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of start from the top. Obviously, big congratulations to not just the team, but the people of Los Santos for getting Big PB passed. It took a cumulative 16 days of a waste of fucking time by this bullshit crybaby bitches. All right. And unfortunately, to give you some context, this bullshit continues to creep down Daisy's way and Peter's way. I mean, they were dealing with just fucking crying since God knows what. I've at least advised them that, listen, man, like, fucking cut the cord, tell them to suck a dick. I don't know if they've got transparently just a backbone to just do it, because I do think that there is enough, like, fear that they have of, like, what happens. And they may not realize that at the end of the day, who gives a shit, right? The city's always evolving, etc., etc. I'm going to continue handling that. Just know that it's still a bit of an issue. But I went to the LSPD meeting earlier today, and they mentioned that, like, VCSO wants to take the helicopter or some shit. So, like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't understand how, like, 1 minute they're fucking crying, and then the next minute, like, you know, people come back and like, okay, we'll slow the roll, and then the next minute they're like doing dumb shit again. So, quite frankly, like, I just hope they, you know, learn their lesson and cut the cord, kind of like how we have. So let's kind of, you know, move to the next thing, right? Businesses. Obviously, we're going to get a slew of business proposals coming our way. The website is good. Let's direct people to it. Let's keep that as like the face of instructions, so we can mitigate having to take on so many phone calls and be effectively customer support. Now, a little bit of feedback, Michael. Let me take a look at this.
Yeah. Please.
We should make it clear that once they schedule the meeting, that they're going to get a confirmation. So we make the final confirmation on the time. And so they should give us their open availability.
Yeah.
Rather than them having the perception that they're setting a time and we're going to make it. They got to be on our time, right?
So, are you looking at the form right now by chance?
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at the form, there's preferred meeting date and preferred meeting time. My expectation is that the COC will get those submissions. They'll look at it and they'll look at our schedule and go, okay, that doesn't work. We'll bump it this many minutes. And below that, there is confirmed appointments. It says there is no event. All the appointments, as they're confirmed, will be booked in there. So there's going to be a transparent list. So that's how they'll know it's confirmed. I think we can do an in-city confirmation as well, like reaching out. Yeah. So I'll put those instructions under that heading, that confirmed appointments heading, just explaining that.
Okay, that's really good because we want to prioritize the mechanic shops and the food stalls.
Yeah.
And then everything that comes after it.
Yep, fair.
Okay. All right. The next thing I wanted to tackle is that. Okay, give me a second. All right.
You know, we're still going to do the list of statuses for the applications as well.
Yes, I think we should have like a business directory and status.
Yep.
So we can kind of combine those two.
Yeah, I'll set it up.
I would hide book a meeting at the top. No. Never mind. Okay. This is good. All right. I like this. Let me take a look. I took a look at the things we needed to do. One sec.
Yep.
Oh, also tow businesses. So essential business related stuff. Where did I make my okay. So, we need to desperately do a pass of our existing legislation, just to make sure there's nothing missing or things that we need to revisit, because so much time has gone by that it's worth doing like a clear review. And we need to make sure a diff is available. Bill, I think you and Abilene should take on that task. Before we go and tackle the next thing, right, we should really do a pass, right? So, part of that pass is going to be, as we spoke about yesterday, Ava and Tweety are going to be getting feedback about the restrictions, right, surrounding, what do you call it? Like
Ava's on
food
her
stalls?
way.
Oh, she is? Okay, very good. So as I get that feedback, we'll go alter the stab act and submit it. Let me see.
I handed off the expanded operating hours for Sandy and whatnot. I believe Abilene has that, and she's working on it, or she's already
very
done.
good. Very good.
And then there was one other piece of legislation I handed off. If it comes to mind, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Anti-extradition's also been rewritten.
Right. Yeah. That's the one I was thinking of. You saw my comments on that one, right, Bill?
Yeah, they've been updated.
Great.
I think this puts us in a really good spot. I really want to spend time today, like, cooking through the priority list. That's including getting folks onto that legislative review.
I added 4 more people today. Well, I gave them their roles. I think you added them.
Yeah, so let me pull that up. So you know how it says representative block? We want to divide those up. Actually, maybe we don't. Do we need them all separated? Because we know their names, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I'm going to see if I can contact some folks and add it to it so we can kind of start shoring that up. The next big thing is, and this is of the big new boulders, I want to see legislation for marijuana. And I think Abilene and you, Michael, should... Let's have Abilene tackle it.
Yeah, fair.
Because she's going to need to present that in court, and she should work with Robin. Because Robin works with Lang, and I think those two, that's a good setup right there. Sure. As, and I think maybe that should be her immediate focus. Her and Robin tackle weed dispensaries. Because that's going to be like a good 2 weeks worth of approval, more than likely. Keep it simple. Keep it fucking simple. You know what I mean? Like half a page type shit.
So do we want to then give the stab legislation update to Bill solely?
No, she can do both.
She can do both? Okay, good.
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Yep.
I mean, she wrote it. It makes sense that she review it.
That's, and, exactly. Yeah.
I the only reason that we would pend on that is if Abilene's not available this week. Right?
Yeah, fair.
Is there anything else we want to tackle? I don't think there's too much that we got to discuss. I think today it's going to be mostly busy work for me.
I've got to do cleanup on the website. Just make sure all the forms are working as intended. Make sure they're being so they direct to the CMS. Nino, they don't go to email. So what I might do is I might send you a series of like screenshots to your phone or in the email chain, just so you know how to check them as well.
All right.
And then I might get whatchamacallit, authoring privileges set up for Mina and Wyatt, just so they can check those forms.
Okay, I like that a lot.
Yeah. No, I mean I have COC in my lemon list posting. I think Mina and Wyatt should be doing the same because my phone's
Agreed.
been ringing off the hook since the state announcement went out. So
Yeah. I like that.
yeah. And then no, I'm coming up blank. I've got the minutes drafted for this meeting. I know you wanted to work on prioritizing things, so if you want to do that, but if I bump into Abby, I'll let her know to prioritize the dispensary legislation.
That is perfect.
Good.
All right. Okay, easy. All right. Gentlemen, anything else you want to discuss? Otherwise,
No, I'm good. I'm good.
All right.
I'll bring
Yeah.
Archibald up to speed when he gets back.
all right. This coming weekend, we're gonna try to bring back. We'll get back on the Trello and all that shit. You know,
Hell
we'll
yeah,
have a
hell
big
yeah,
meeting
yeah.
and all that. But
Yes.
let us enjoy a little bit of the breathing time now that we've, tackled probably the biggest hurdle
Yeah.
that we've had in a minute.
Oh,
So,
you know what I'm gonna do today, Nino? Is I'm gonna get that map up and going. That's what I'll spend the rest of my day
that's
doing.
beautiful. I love that.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
All right. Easy.
So, Andy gave me $1,000.
Like as a bribe.
I don't know.
Jones?
Mm-hmm.
Like text message? Like I'm confused.
No, she gave me cash.
Was it for clothes?
Huh?
Yeah, she literally put $1,000 on the desk at the reception for the mayor's office and said, "Here, take this for yourself." And I said, no. And she's like, "Yeah, take it," and then ran away. And I don't know if I'm expected to do something for it. So I'm being open and clear and honest.
Go get it reported to officer.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I just
share your
want full
concerns, your-
transparency. I'm not.
Yeah. Go report it to cop. Who knows what the fuck what kind of fucking crackhead shit they're thinking
Okay.
now. Yeah.
And
I
just so
you know, this goes back to my point. Like, how do you spend all day fucking crying and then you do shit like this? I don't get it.
yeah. I've literally been cold calling everyone in the lemon list, finding out what their concerns are, if there's anything they want changed, stuff like that. So
All right.
I
Easy.
shared the list with you guys so that you can review any information from it. And then I am anything business related, I'm passing on, directing them to the right people. The website I've passed out a couple times. So trying to get the information like you wanted.
Oh,
All right,
Google
easy.
Analytics are set up, by the way.
Oh, what's the traffic like?
Let me take a look.
I don't know if y'all can hear me, but I can't hear y'all, so I'm gonna run away.
Oh,
and I'll be back.
yep.
Yeah.
232 users in the last hour. Active in the last 30 minutes is 20.
Yeah, there were a bunch of people that I cold called that requested the website. So
Yeah.
hopefully that's showing promise from
Yeah.
them.
I agree.
Oh, there's like
Definitely sounds like it.
There's a massive peak today, so
Oh, is there? Wait, how do I look at it?
should have been shared with you. Let me just make sure. You might have to check your email.
Analytic.
But I would have came through about 2 or 3 days ago, I want to say.
It says please log into your analytics account.
Mm-hmm.
So like what website do I go to? Like analytics.google.com?
Yeah.
I don't see anything on this. Is there, what's the account called?
Should just be called lossantos.me.
Yeah, I don't see that. Could you send us a screen cap or something?
Yeah, of course.
I don't see it for some reason. It says I've been added, but do.
You have to scroll down in the email chain, but there's a section under our website chain for site analytics. There's a screen cap there. I'll post a couple more here.
Oh shit. Okay.
You see the peak?
Yeah. Yeah, I did announce it at the PD. Oh my god, that is fucking nice. How many users have visited over the course of the last, since inception? Oh, since the analytics went live?
Yeah, it would only be 232 because it's only been a couple days that it's been up and running.
Gotcha.
I know that WordPress has some basic analytics, so I might be able to check in there.
Okay.
Get you an actual number.
No, not the end of the world. Hey, Archibald,
Okay,
you
that's
good?
better. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm good.
So I'll give you a TLDR. Tweety, Ava taking up changes, like ways to restrict the food stalls from going ham. The second is we need a comprehensive review of all legislation. I think you should also assist with Bill on that.
All right.
Like, just hey, is anything missing? We want Abilene to go and tackle the weed and dispensaries alongside Robin, while trimming out the tax-related stuff. We don't want to cut it out because that's crazy. Just it needs to be reduced. Like, we get rid of the fee, that we set for stalls, while reducing the tax and turning it more into a do it if you can sort of verbiage, right?
Okay, gotcha.
So it becomes more optional and removes any holes that would allow these businesses to be audited. Because at this stage in the police state that we live in, it's just going to get abused, right?
Gotcha. Understood.
Yep.
Hello, everybody.
Hey,
Ava, how you doing?
Hello.
I just got done telling them that I wanted you to have a chat with Tweety and work with her for getting the feedback from the stalls. Specifically in the sense that, look, we're removing these burdens, but we want to replace it instead with contribute, and those contributions will go to events. You get what I'm saying? But in addition to that, contribute, or sorry, we want to replace the tax stuff with, we want to talk to Frank's, we want to talk to Hot Dog Frank's, the kebab, the falafel place, or whatever, the shawarma place, and the slime shack. They're the three most helpful parties. We want to replace that with restrictions that make sense for them, in the sense that if a stall does not operate, what do we do, right? So the thought is, maybe if there's a belief an audit can take place, you have to prove you've been making money, and if you haven't been operating, then you get hit with a fine. So that should solve the empty stall problems that we've been facing. So Tweety is up to I did speak with her earlier, so she should be able to brief you kind of with the angle. So I'll work with you two exclusively on that.
Okay.
But
I was supposed to meet with Moose Knuckles last night, but he got busy with clown stuff.
Oh,
so I'm
understandable.
going to meet with him hopefully sometime today, and I'm going to get a few drivers together. I need to get a gun. I need to do that. And then we'll just have that.
How is
conversation about
G6
it.
now that it's been? How's G6 now?
Apparently, people couldn't do it today.
What?
Yeah. Let me find out who it was, but
I
apparently people
haven't
could
tried
not
it
sign in.
today,
Let's.
but there was an issue yesterday where some people still had on their tablet the 11,300 for the tier
Mhm.
3, and I had 6,000 something on mine. So it maybe there's something that has to be
I got
adjusted
you.
there, and
Okay.
maybe that's why they can't sign in. That was
I'll
the
leave that with
last
you
night.
as well to kind of come back with like maybe by tomorrow, just like what's going on with G6, and
Yeah. There wasn't a significant drop off, I don't think, in people doing with
Mhm.
the change, and because I think nobody really expected it to stay. It was too much.
Yep.
So people were just trying to take advantage of it while it lasted. And so when it
Mhm.
changed, everyone was like, yeah. But it's still better than it was. It's 6,000 something, and before it was 4060. So it's not bad.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
still getting about 2,000 more for the tier 3, and the other ones, like the tier 1 was over 1,000, and before I think it was like 8 something to do it. So it's still like, it's still good.
That's good. That is really good. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, juicy,
And
but not. We're gonna, Okay,
yeah,
that is perfect.
yeah, and the legislation actually being
Oh, it
proven
passed.
correct is great. No, the for the oh, and last the police approached us because they didn't know that the legislation existed that G6 drivers could brandish.
Mm-hmm.
So that was interesting. But honestly, I do, from what I saw, I think it would be good to bring back, at least for G6, the uniform requirement,
I think
because plain clothes and brandishing, yeah, you work for G6 and you're protecting, but a police officer showing up and seeing you, they're gonna think you're robbing it.
I agree. How about this? Take a look at the G6 thing. Work with Alex. See if how we can
Hmm.
alter it to maybe put that requirement in and make sure it's good with the G6 people. Because I agree that
Okay.
maybe that's a requirement that you need to be in G6 outfit for it to be applicable. You know?
At least in some regards, because honestly, people can put it on and pretend to be J6 drivers and do bad things still.
Yeah.
That does
Yeah.
happen, but at least if you are officially on the job and you get
Yeah.
stopped like we did the other night, it's easier to deal with the police that show up. Because Cornwood was good. I don't remember the other guy's name, but it was just a matter of, and he didn't know the new legislation. He hadn't been
Yeah.
around, but I'm sure he knows now.
Yeah, I think
And I
that's a
mean,
good idea, but not
Yeah.
too restrictive where it's like this is the exact clothes, but you need
Just
some article of clothing,
you
you
just
know?
have to get the little iron on your shirt that says G6. That's literally all
Mm-hmm.
you
and
need.
honestly, with the legislation that we have in place, if we add in the uniform requirement, once we do that,
Mhm.
if somebody does fake as a G6 worker to try to rob a bank, they're just going to get an impersonation charge on top of
Yeah,
everything else.
Nah.
exactly.
I am with you guys. I'm gonna keep it a buck. We're in due to the politics. We don't want to do anything that empowers the PD more right now, outside of things that only help LSPD. And this is
Mhm.
a very big change from where things happen, but the amount of abusive nature of stuff right now, everything has almost got to focus on power to the people, right? Now, granted, at the end of the day, as long as cops can come and civs can protect themselves, that's good enough. But if we go down the impersonation charge and stuff like that, even though that's for the greater good, the problem is the politics. Am I kind of making sense with what I'm
You
trying to say?
are,
I do understand it, yeah.
especially if I can add in this, it just popped into my head again. I meant to mention this. When I was talking to Moose Knuckles, just telling him about the article that
Mhm.
we were trying to put together, he mentioned something to me that I think we have to make sure we remind everybody doing G6 about. The brandishing legislation is only in Los Santos. If you do it in
Yes.
Blaine County, they can fuck you for that. So you have to be aware of that. So I told him we don't really have that problem because the only time we really need to brandish is when we're delivering the pallets to the vault. Because everywhere else we just pick up and it's random. Nobody really
I
knows
have a
where we're
great
going to
idea.
have it.
Let's
What's that?
get it in Blaine. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to formalize when Michael has a chance, or if you want to do it, Ava, we're going to make a formal request to the mayor's office in writing and make it public that we are requesting for the safety of G6 workers that they adopt our G6 legislation.
Okay.
Nino, while we're doing that, can we also make a formal request that when we extend sanitation hours and mechanic hours, that they also extend lumber hours?
Separately, yes.
Yes. Okay.
I think we get it passed first and then publicly put it out.
Yeah. We
And the
invite our
reason-
colleagues up north to join us in doing this for the citizens type shit. Like we're leading. They can follow.
Who do we reach
Exactly.
out to?
Yes.
You want me to write something up for that?
No, Bill, you're too colorful. It's got to be more of like the Michael style on this one.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
So the question I have is, who would
You
we
can
be
give it a
reaching out
shot,
to?
Bill, but like your writing style is not. There's a particular
good.
reason that I want
No,
Michael to write it.
I understand.
Mm.
I write how I'm directed. But yeah,
Yes.
no, I understand.
So I am asking again, who would we be directing that to? Like how?
To
We
me,
just-
yeah. You want to give me the
formal? Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Actually, you know what, Bill? You know what? Fuck it. I want you to write like write it up, and we'll see how it is.
Okay.
All right. All right. Okay. Easy. Anything else we want to discuss? Like I said, take it slow. This weekend, we put it in the 5th gear.
Okay. I just wanted to talk to Michael, I guess, I really want to understand for the food stalls what I'm supposed to do, because I want to
Sure.
make sure I am not overstepping or understepping.
Yep.
And I want to be sure of what I'm saying to people about things. I was talking to some people last night. Again, they're complaining about the taxes, about the 50,000, 10% thing. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to say anything about that going away or not, so I didn't say anything. I just said, well, I'm sure it'll all work out. Nothing's ever set in stone. Things can be amended over time. If it's not working, it's fixable. Just have to, speak out and let people know. So, but
I'll say, I think the underlying message from Nino has always been, we're going to pass legislation, but the goal of the legislation is that no one's going to lose their business over it, right? We're not here to shut people down when they're trying to operate an honest business.
Mhm.
So I think that the messaging that you're
understand.
bringing is the right message, basically.
yeah, the problem that I've noticed from the beginning, even before I was ever even talking to any of you, is I know for a fact the Funhouse was talking about they were thinking they were going to have to close their doors just because they couldn't afford it. It's not. It's that people don't understand that that's not set in stone, and so they go on that thing like, oh, now we have to shut down, but it's only after some kind of understanding is achieved then they get it. That's why I was saying I think just from the I'm sorry to say it like this, but the basic person level, not to dumb it down, but to simplify information to a considerable degree, because
Yeah.
that's how it's going to get consumed. If you keep it on this level of, for lack of a better word, formality,
Mhm.
it's going to be that mentality of ain't nobody going to read all that. They won't,
Yep.
and they'll listen to somebody else who doesn't have the accurate
Yep.
information.
And
but just
that
do what
is
and
that
that's
is
wrong.
precisely why we're doing this legislative review. And I've got a big thing that I'm going to be sending to the feds this week about not only construction requests but also recommendations and stuff, because I think it's become rather clear that this is not inherently a democratic process and goes against, I think, the vision of what the feds decide. And what I mean by that, and that includes like, hey, this has to come to arbitration with a judge or something. Right? Because, for lack of a better word, most conversations happening through emails and the website is definitely not what I there's no way that's what they're looking for. You know what I mean? So I'll make sure I'll handle it that way, but I wouldn't worry too much right now because most shit has been a success. All right, I'm gonna go break off because I got to sort out a bunch of things in the next 2 hours, and then I'm out. Yep.
Before you go, real quick, press corps are almost ready to go. I honestly just need a time to sit down with you and Michael to get the United message, and then I can start calling them.
Okay, so the only thing about the press corps is, like, I think you may have gotten a little ahead of yourself in that, like, you want a meeting every week or something like that. Is that what's kind of...
At most once a week. It doesn't. It really just when we have shit to put out.
Oh, okay. Okay, easy. Okay, then I misunderstood when I read it. I love that. I love that.
Yeah, I was like, once we have some stuff ready, I sit down with you two to get the message exactly how we want it, and then I'll call a briefing on either like a Monday or a Tuesday. I've got times of availability for the press corps people. Just got to put things in motion is all.
I got you. I just I want to explain some of my hesitation too. Is that it's mostly shitlords that attend these things, so I found that
which is why I only want to have members of the press and not invite every member of the public to it. It's not supposed to be a town hall, just a press corps meeting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Keep going down that route. I just understand my hesitation around it.
Of course.
Right. Especially with Ursula being a big one and her being just you know.
Yeah. Honestly, half the reason why I want to make sure to loop her in is just get her to calm down a bit.
Nah. Fuck her.
Fair.
I mean, you can not have her, but like, this person alongside Angel and company wasted the entire city's time for 2 weeks. So, you know, it'd be one thing if there was some like activity in between that, but there wasn't. You know what I mean?
No, I understand what you mean, Foley.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, my PR way of trying to handle things to get her out of the way a little bit.
Yeah. Archie, you're doing it right. Just, you know, I'm just conveying my distaste. All right, easy. All right, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna be heads down the next like 2 hours. I'll be around tomorrow, but I you know, let's get prepared. We're gonna be able to hit all cylinders right around the corner. I owe everybody here like a priority list. I know we had it in the meeting notes, but I'm gonna revisit that and just so we all know like kind of what the agenda is looking like. And I do think we want to go back to the Trello days. To bring this weekend, you know, like meeting, formality, all that kind of jazz, in and out, either 15 minutes to an hour, boom, boom. So,
Nino, yesterday's and today's minutes are posted, so if you want to prioritize based on those.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do just that.
Okay.
Can I ask a question? Just, is there a treasurer anymore?
No, nor is it really valuable because the way the finances work, it's mathematically impossible to do anything. It's like watching like a shitty crypto. Like one day it's like $1, next day it's like $10. There's just simply not enough data.
That's what I never understood entirely the position, so I was wondering after, you know, the last one, you know, passed, it was never really he was never replaced. I'm like, okay, was that just something that didn't need to be?
Well, he was meant to be a check on the mayor's power and given out Max's proclivities.
Okay,
I'm not surprised he didn't replace him.
Yeah.
Well, he did. It was Glenn Frogel replaced him, but Glenn is very just a on the books guy. He doesn't really deal with the politics. So.
Yeah, and that's something we can handle internally. Like we're gonna be pulling our stuff. Like one thing I want to do is get it public where our expenditures going. And,
so I had an idea for this, Nino. Could I write a piece of legislation on ethical use of government funding and transparency?
Yes.
And then can I call it the Angel Act?
Go for it.
Perfect.
All right. I'm going to get out there, yeah?
All right. Have a good one, boss.